Morning, good morning. This is your favorite nurse, Tamiko, aka Miss Nurse Miko. Um, Forgive me, I'm tired. I'm like mentally tired, physically tired. But I just come on here for a quick live. I'm still in the process of still in the process of rebutting these things just in case EEOC reopens my file. We are having a protest down here in St. Petersburg, Florida, on 9th Street in Dr. Martin Luther King, Ninth Avenue, no, 9th Street in Dr. Martin Luther King. 9th Street is Dr. Martin Luther King and 18th Avenue. Yeah, that's it. 18th Avenue and Dr. Martin Luther King Street. Save a Step, aka Snacks. So we have this Arab guy that wants to disrespect the black community. So I was out there with the protest. I was a part of the protest from day one. The young lady, Carlisa Wilson, who initiated it. So I've been, her right hand woman. But when I tell you, I am like literally exhausted, mentally exhausted, physically exhausted, financially exhausted, spiritually exhausted, because I'm tired of fighting. It seems like an imaginary enemy. But I know this enemy is not imaginary. That's what the hospitals want it to be. But I definitely want to take my time and diligently, I don't even want to say capitalize, but I'm going to say capitalize on these two incidents that happened that's still going viral. I feel that it's kind of going down now, but we need to uh, stay with the momentum. Black women are 3 to 4 times more likely to die during pregnancy, labor and delivery, and postpartum than white women. And the crazy part about it, 80% of these maternal deaths are preventable. 80%. So that means 20% of the deaths are not preventable. But 80% of these maternal deaths are preventable. And as black people, now I know some people, I'm not black, I'm Dominican. I'm not black, I'm Jamaican. I'm not black, I'm African. We got them people out there. But I'm going to tell you what, when you take your black ass up in them hospitals with them white nurses, we just one big Voltron nigga to them. I'm still, this is what a nurse, white nurse did. This is what I had to go to work and see hung up in the department all month of February. And the sad part about it, not one black nurse, it just went over everybody's head. But as soon as I saw it, this is what I saw, that minstrel. She was smart not to put them hands in white, but look at that mouth. I'm surprised she thinks she's slick. She put the hands red and the mouth white instead of the other way around. But this is what a white nurse did. And this white nurse, I know for a fact, been working at this hospital since 2006 when I first started there. Good morning, y'all. Black women are dying in labor, in the labor room. Black women are being injured in the labor room because nurses like myself don't speak up. Because when we voice and we start writing complaints, this is a 92-page rebuttal from this hospital attorneys. I took my time, me and Grammarly. This is before Chat GPT came out to help a motherfucker write. 91 pages right here with complaints of doctors' behaviors, especially the white female doctors, nurses' behaviors. And they told me it wasn't racial discrimination because my director was black. And we all know black people, all skin folks ain't kin folks. I am Mike Brown on Facebook. I've been trying to change that name after Mike Brown got assassinated by that white cop. But if you go on Facebook, y'all can follow me. You'll see my logo. It has uppity RN with a pregnant belly. It's a black background, and it's a uppity RN, pregnant belly, a silhouette of a pregnant black woman, and it says educated and outspoken. I am having a hard time finding employment here in St. Petersburg, Florida, because they have blackballed me. I have a total of 7 witnesses on the top of my file to EEOC. You know how many of them wrote a statement? Not a fuck one, except for the former ANOM, Assistant Nurse Operation Manager. She finally wrote a note or a letter way after the fact. And when the attorney seen it, he was like, I can't use this shit. She didn't even sign it. She didn't even date it. But I got the email. This is what black women go through on these jobs. I'm so sick of people saying that black women complain too much. We don't complain enough. Because when we complain, when we voice our concerns, we are silenced. And that's why black women, we go to work and we put our fucking head down. If it ain't got shit to do with me, hey, my name Bennett and I ain't the fuck in it. And that's wrong, because women that look like me, whether you Dominican but you not black, but if you look like me and your hair nappy like mine and you got to relax that shit with a perm or a relaxer, baby, those white people here in America see you as a fucking nigga. So, me not black, me not black. If you look like me, whether you from Jamaica, because I had a Haitian nurse literally delayed. Now come to find out, this my motherfucking brother, cousin at this hospital. I wrote that up. They literally had to get me out that damn hospital. I say, I know damn well this ain't my fucking niece. They literally, the heart tones was down for 10 fucking minutes. 10 minutes. The Haitian charge nurse at the time got the phone talking about she calling the midwife. You calling the midwife? The midwife don't do no C-section. You didn't call the residents? Because when the doctor is not in the house, and in an emergency, the residents will start the fucking C-sections. You know, even when the residents are learning, right? You got the first year, second year, third year, fourth year residents. In the third and the fourth year, they're more senior residents. The attending doctor supposed to come to every delivery and every C-section. That's not the case at this hospital. But see, you go through that orientation and they try to tell you, oh, if you see something, cuss, say something, this and that. But they don't want no black person saying nothing. They want us to be like they told LeBron James, shut up and fucking dribble. But this is what was going on in this hospital. The nurse that wrote me up, as I was making my concerns known, right? I made sure I redacted, so I don't want to violate nobody else's shit. But I'm going to show y'all something. This is the email she sent to the whole fucking department. Screenshot it and read it. Calling all complainers. What kind of shit is that? Is this not a fucking retaliation? This was sent December 1st, 2023. I did my first 12 page, and I say 12 pages because the rest of the pages was with pictures. So I got receipt with teeth. But because it was my black ass complaining, Them white folks were trying to hear that shit, and she's a black girl. And at the time, my director was a black woman. This is what she wrote and sent it in an email. You know, I sent me a fucking goddamn complaint to the ethics and compliance department, and guess what? Nothing was done. I had a traumatic incident there. I was mandated to go see EAP, Employment Assistant Program, by my black director, and she specifically wanted me to talk to this particular man. And I told her, okay, I follow, but when I made my appointments, I said I wanted to speak to a African American woman. I did not want to speak to a white counselor, whether she was white, a female or male, because they don't understand our struggles. They don't. I don't care how much they lay and have babies by black men and women. They will never understand, because they don't want to understand the plight of black people. Because they think we be doing too much. I don't think we doing a fucking enough. I did not want a Hispanic counselor, because that black and brown coalition, anytime black people have issues, we always bring up the brown community, this community, but when they have their own shit, they never mention about black folks. And then I sat here and voted for Trump, smart ass. See what they thought they was doing. See, because when I worked in California as a labor nurse, as a travel nurse, and I had a young lady, she was having her first baby. The girl looked black as fucking me. Literally. So when I got her records, I'm looking like, damn, they got her as a white Hispanic. Her race was white. So I said, Mama, because I used to call my patients Mama, especially if I couldn't pronounce their name. I said, Mama, you know they got you as white? She say they do? Yeah. Let me find, because I took my time and the email that the young lady did sent on my behalf to the attorneys that he couldn't fucking use. Let me try to find that. Like I said, this is what the white nurses I was working with. Happy Valentine's Day, y'all. Love y'all. Made this with her own hands. I walked in that whole department. This was the only black heart in the whole department. And I took pictures. What Malcolm X say, when you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Oh, I know where it is. This right here. This is my file that I'm using to get everything organized. This is all the receipts that I sent, my complaints return receipts. So this is the letter, right? This is the letter. Give me a second. Now she was a black lady. Now here's the thing. Working at this hospital, right? And I'm from this community. My mother had me at this hospital in 1975. I had my daughter at this hospital in 1997. My cousin had her son there in 1995. He's 30 years old now. So this hospital has a lot of black patients. And we only have 2 hospitals here that deliver babies, unless we have to go across the Howard Franklin Bridge, go out there, Meese Countryside, Clearwater. But locally, we only have two. Or we go across the Sarasota Bridge. But this is what it says. To whom it may concern, my name is blank, and I worked with Tamiko Keaton as her assistant nurse operation manager. Tamiko and I started at blank on the same day. I worked days as the assistant manager, and Tamiko was scheduled to work nights. Within the first several months of Tamiko starting, the staff started to complain about her. The first complaint was that she was being difficult to train. Now, I came into this job with 16 years experience. They done put me with a little lily white girl who only been a nurse 4, 5+ years. So what I told her, I said, hey, I've been doing this for 16 years. I just finished a traveler assignment. All I just need to know what the locks is, the combinations, where stuff at. But, to tell me how to do a labor patient, I know how to labor a patient. I know how to take care of pregnant moms. And see, white people feel, especially those young white nurses, they feel, what part of 16 years of a labor and delivery nurse straight out of nursing school you don't understand? And I'm not saying I'm too old or too seasoned to learn new tricks, but baby, the blind lead the fucking goddamn teacher. So the lily little white nurse made a complaint. And so I get to work, I'm like, well, damn. I thought Terry was training me. That's not her name. So you know what I said? I don't mind having different trainers, because what that does, it just shows me, how people do things different. I don't mind having, different preceptors. So the first complaint was that she was difficult to train. The day charge nurse name and the educator came to me and stated that the staff that was training her did not want to train her because Tamiko would disagree and tell them that the practices was wrong. I was only trained by white folks. There was no black nurses, because see, they even said, oh, you the mama on night shift. I ain't nobody motherfucking mama. So what they wanted to use my experience and pay me $40-some an hour. They wanted me to be a charge nurse. Wasn't doing that. They wanted me to be trained in triage. I refused to do that. They wanted me to be a preceptor. I didn't do that. See, as black nurses, when you are working in a department full of white women, you are literally going to work with a bunch of fucking wolves. Literally. I bet you if other black nurses would speak the truth, you will know. White women are fucking dangerous on these jobs, especially, I've only been a labor and delivery nurse, especially in the labor and delivery department. When y'all go to these different hospitals to have y'all babies, look at the staff. Look who taking care of you. Look at when you go to postpartum, look at the pictures on the wall. Look at the paperwork they give y'all, that postpartum pamphlet. You don't see shit that look like you. If you do see a black man on the wall with his family, that lady white, she's a non-black woman. These hospitals don't give a fuck about black people, but they get them damn grants off the backs and plaques of injured black women and babies. We just got what's the place called? Our clinic down here. It used to be called John Ruth Clark. They just got $2 million in 2023 or 2024 for black women in preeclampsia. Guess what? That money is benefiting everybody. See what I mean? When black women cry, when black women die, everybody else benefit from it but us. So let me finish. Tamiko would disagree with them and the practices were wrong. After working for a few days and weeks, the practices at blank were not correct and was not based on state guidelines. This is a black assistant manager writing this. I have tried to advise the upper leadership of the incorrect practices. After complaint, the staff came to me about, along with some day charge nurses, is that Tamiko distanced herself from the staff and sits in the corner and not talk to them. So, as a black nurse sitting in the corner away from vicious white nurses, and see, at night I work with a bunch of Hispanics, some from Cuba, Puerto Rico, Haiti, Jamaica, um, um, the DR, and all of them nurses, the young ones, had black baby daddies, right? I truly believe that black people are only two things to white people or non black people: entertainment and sex toys. That's all they want from us. They want our rhythm, but they don't want these fucking blues. So they're talking about I distance myself. I did say I've been a labor and delivery nurse for 18 years. And to work with white people, and especially as a travel nurse, you're a contracted worker. They can cancel your contract at any time. It don't matter. So I had to, keep my fucking mouth closed and sit in the corner and mind my business because I needed my fucking money. But I tell you what, if something happened, I spoke the fucking truth. I wrote what I saw. Other than that, so well, I never knew that coming to your job, someone had to talk to you. There were other nurses that sat in the corner and did not speak with staff, and that's true. This nurse was a white woman and she worked day shift. An older white woman, I think a Latina. They had no problems with Tamiko. I'm sorry, nurses that sat in the corner and spoke with no staff. But they had a problem with Tamiko because the day charge nurse did not like Tamiko. Now, the day charge nurse was a black woman. She's now the manager now because the director ended up moving to Miami and she's a CNO, the puppet master, she called herself. She working in a hospital down in Miami. The director, okay, the day charge nurse would talk about Tamiko negatively with the other staff, and the staff felt that they could be disrespectful to Tamiko. Tamiko was very strong-minded. It did not like that, and they did not like that about her because if I saw something, I said something. No white nurses could come to work and say what they wanted to say and feel how they want to feel and express themselves. So guess what? I'm free white in 21 too. Damn sure is. I am free white in 21. I have the right to report. I swore to do no harm. So what's wrong with when I say something? Oh, I forgot. You a fucking nigger bitch. So the director was also very negative towards her and the staff. The director once told me that you must use people like puppets to get what you want out of them. The director encouraged the rude behavior from the staff. The staff even was rude to me, and they were. The director was able to get away with bad behavior because she told me that the CNO who will always have her back regardless of what the staff said. The CNO is a white woman. I found this to be true because when the director received an IV of fluids by the day charge nurse, which was the black girl, nothing was done about it. The staff reported it and it was swept under the rug. So when they thought it was the young lady that wrote this in my behalf, they thought it was her who received the IV fluids. But when they found out it was the director, that's when, oh, okay, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. They played dumb. Tamiko was a good labor and delivery nurse, and they treated her terrible. They even had the doctors writing her up for stupid things that the provider knew was not true. The providers would not come into delivery. the baby in time. They had residents leading C-sections without the attendants being present. Um, Blank had nurses acting like providers by putting orders in and discharging patients without the provider even coming to see the patients. There was so many violations, and when good nurses challenged them, they would be labeled as the problem nurse. I left Blank because I was scared for my nursing license. I have never seen so many nurses and providers in depositions than I've seen at Bank. Each week, someone was in a deposition. You can't make that up. Remember the second mother who was in the hospital for 6 hours? And so, probably 6 hours, she probably was in triage for 6 hours. A grandma tip having her fourth baby, and she never seen the whites of the eyes of a doctor. And did not this lady just say in this supportive document for me? Blank had nurses acting like providers by putting orders in and discharging the patients without the provider even coming to see them. This is in triage. And this is why I did not work triage. Because I knew this is what they were doing. The providers would be either at home or in the on-call room sleep. Now you got me acting outside my scope of practice. But now I'm fired and blackballed because I decided to speak the truth. Let me show y'all. This was another write-up. April the 13th, 2024 at 1:31 in the morning. I was fucking home. This is the last black nurse, the Haitian nurse that wrote me up. Right? This email is very hard for me to write. Yeah, the fuck right. I do not like to write about other co-workers unless it has something to do with patient safety. Now, this is the same nurse that never told the young lady who's the now manager of the department that her husband was fucking and sucking people in the department. Her husband was the scrub tech. Ask me how I know. They were still talking about it when I started working there in 2022. The husband was around there fucking and sucking everybody. That's why we got cameras in the OR room, because he was back there having sex with the nurses and scrub techs. However, the situation with MEKO Keaton has reached a boiling point. This co-worker has created the most hostile and toxic environment I have ever worked at. Now, mind you, I done sat in that corner and I done heard multiple stories come out this fucking damn lady mouth. I am going to reference some of my other colleagues because they have come to me with concerns, even though I have no power or say anything. It's getting very tiring that MEKO threats. I am not going anywhere. If I go down, I'm taking the whole unit with me. When I saw shit going on in there, and the shit that they was doing, and the assignments they was giving me that was unsafe, and I told them, if something happened while I'm here, I'm telling everything I fucking know. And I did. And that's what they didn't like. I held everybody accountable. And when I tell you, this same nurse I had, when that fetal demise happened, I called this nurse and I told her I needed help. She told me there was nothing she can do for me. Then when the baby died, now they want to have a root cause analysis. They want me to come to the meetings. But I put at such and such time, I called this Haitian nurse and she told me, and at such and such time I called. When I tell you, that nurse educator, when she went through that chart with a fine tooth comb, she said, Tamiko, you did excellent charting, but the only thing you didn't put where you tried to start her IV. That's all they found. I say I didn't. I said, but I tried it when I called the IV start team for my other patient, and I was going to have them start her IV because she already told me she was a hard stick. So this is what she wrote. Y'all screenshot it and read it your fuck self. So I'm going to get off my soapbox because I got to finish these rebuttals, because the lady from EEOC says she's going to look at reopening, see what she can do. So I want to have these rebuttals in her hand before she make a decision. I'm telling you, I took my time. I took my time. I took my time. I literally took my time. Like literally. Took my time. This is what the black director said. And I wrote, she told me that blank RN, now retired, gave her her first lawsuit due to failing to monitor a patient. She told me how the Haitian nurse was out on FLMA. This is all in my fucking interview, because I was interviewing for the ANON position myself. But when she was telling me all this, I'm like, And then when I took the tour around the unit and saw all them damn non-black people, you know as hell as black women to be in charge over white women, them some vicious bitches. They are. Still, she believes she was doing a travel assignment somewhere, and then blank RN was on maternity leave. That's the Jamaican nurse. She was out on maternity leave. She divulged all of this information during my interview. After hearing all of the drama that was going on in the unit, the department, I decided I would take a floor nurse position. I decided to go on night shift and not work day shift from anything, work day shift from everything I was told during my interview. Miss Blank mentioned that I did not have a fight in the game and that I could be her eyes and ears. If I were to hear or see something going on the unit, I would come back and tell her. She even informed me that her staff do not like her. When I tell you the shit I heard them damn white nurses talking about her dumb ass, the shit they said about this black director with her masters, I'm telling you, the most dangerous place for black women is in other white women's presence. The most dangerous place for a real nurse that stands up for righteousness and want things to go according to what it's supposed to go is black nurses co-signing on these white nurses bullshit and doctors. Trust me. Remember when that lady was saying that online, oh, she work in my department, and y'all both work triage in the ER. You work day shift, she worked night. You mean to tell me you didn't know this bitch was how she was? And you have given her report? And I'm a single mother of 4 kids, and I've been on snaps. And she reminded me of that motherfucking fish on what was that movie, Will Smith with the shark tails. First of all, you could have just stayed the fuck off the internet. You are part of the problem. There was no way that girl should have stayed in that fucking goddamn triage. When I tell you, the ER, when you say you pregnant, they trying to send your ass to labor and delivery. If you're under 20 weeks pregnant, you have to be seen by the on-call GYN or the on-call OB in the ER. You do not come up to labor and delivery if you're under 20 weeks. If you 20 weeks and 6 days, you still in the ER. Now at midnight, when you turn 21 weeks, they will come get you and bring you up to the labor and delivery department. That is standard across the board. Under 20 weeks pregnant, you are in the ER and they will come down to see you. Over 20 weeks, you come up to see us in the labor room. 24 weeks, anything under 24 weeks gestation is a non-valuable pregnancy. That means if that baby was to be born, it would not survive. It would have so many sequelae. But let me tell you something. Black little girls, preterm black babies, especially the black girls, we do the best. Then it's the black man. Then it's the white woman or the white child. And then you got the wimpy white boy. That's normal verbiage in the NICU. You hear about a wimpy white boy? Black babies, black girls fare better when we're born premature than the black boy, than the white baby girl, than the wimpy white boy. Again, help me help you. Help me save you. Justice will be served and the revolution will be televised.